Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. The wrestling podcast where we don't review every segment of Raw this week. There is a reason for that, but we do give you some awesome fan feedback in the meantime. There was a ticket, Matt, to Raw, and it had my name on it. What was that name, you ask? It is Turbo Tony. That is my name. And ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, I do not do this alone. I never ever do this alone. Well, once I've done this alone, but I never do this alone. I've always got my partner in crime. And I'm afraid he's got some bad news for you. It's Matty News Barrett.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah. So, do you have any bad news for everyone?
Bad news Marrett?
Bad news Barrett, I said. Matt's News Barrett.
I don't think Marrett, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of if there was another way you could have gone with that.
I think it opens up too much like of a path for me there, and I just start stretching for things, but it's good stuff there. Yes, this is a special episode, being the fact that we're recording this obscenely early in the morning, that we don't usually do.
At least it's on the usual day of recording, though.
At least it's that, yeah. We've had the week to mull over this week's Raw. As people can hear, my voice was pretty much wrecked over the trip in general over to England. But I'm still here. It's not wrecked, it's just a little bit deeper and cracklier. Maybe I sound a little bit more sexy for you guys. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you like that. It won't be around for much longer.
Grizzly.
So, yeah. We were at this week's Raw in London. I flew over to see Matt. We both went over there. We were there live. And if you had our Twitter handle, which is
at Talk Wrestle Pod,
you could have
set me up for that.
I did. That's it. I gave you the assist. That's what I gave you. You could have seen that we posted up a few pictures. Matt's phone didn't work in the actual area, but we did take pictures and we uploaded them on the day. So there wasn't anything huge to break, which we thought there might be something huge to break. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, you can see a couple of pictures of us there at the Raw event, picture of the actual arena and stuff as it was filling up, which it did fill up very quickly, considering they had about 5 minutes and still all the camera side wasn't all in there, but still.
So you and me just panicking, like, what are they going to, like, that's not that side, that's not TV ready.
Yeah, it's not, no.
And bang, hello, we're all here for Raw.
They always like to do that sweeping camera view, don't they? Where they like view over everyone, and it's like you can't do that if like a big chunk of that middle part of the crowd are just not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they eventually got there in time. So yeah, before we actually get into this week's Raw, we'll talk about our experiences being there live and some things that were cut because it was not a live episode of Raw this week. Obviously, when they do it in the UK. They do it earlier because obviously the time frame, and then they still release it at the same time. So it's quite funny. I find it quite funny that while it's still done in London and started recording at like 8 o'clock, which is a respectable time to watch it. It's still aired at 1 o'clock in the morning on our TV programs.
Yeah.
And at 1 o'clock everywhere else to keep it. No, obviously the time frame everywhere else it still remains the same. So it was not a live Raw, and WWE took advantage of that this week. There was a few things live we saw that they did cut out. Now, we're gonna go into the reasons why we can think that they did that, and also going to tell you what they did cut, but we'll tell you that as stuff goes on. We don't have a fail of the week this week. We don't have the news because there wasn't very much interesting news. But what we do have is fan feedback, and no matter what we do, we'll always have fan feedback because we fucking love you guys. In fact, just before we started this recording, got a really nice message. We've got a few nice messages this week actually in regards to the podcast, which is good because the thing is growing. Oh, by the way, Matt, how are you doing? I haven't asked you all the way through this time. How are you doing?
I'm good. Selfish.
Oh yeah.
And yourself?
I'm a son of a bitch. That's what I am. Yeah. I'm good. Hope everyone else is fine. Let's get into our fan feedback. Let's get into the show. We've got plenty of questions. Obviously, we do want to start talking about Raw. It'll be quite exciting. We're going to talk about the entire experience. Getting there beforehand, leaving because we did. Well, I wouldn't say a controversial choice, but we'll get into that as we go along from there. So, fan feedback. Let's get right back into it. Robert Chapman, regular, commenter and fan of the podcast. We love the interactivity that we have. He says that we were talking about steak, and I wanted to bring this up, considering all things considering, because steak is a subject me and Matt love to talk about. First of all,
That's it.
there was that. He says that a good spot for steak is in Amarillo, close to where Robert lives in Texas, and they serve a 64-ounce steak. Mm.
Ooh.
Now, the reason I bring this up, me and Matt both had 20 ounces in England, and that was big. I cannot imagine a 64-ounce steak.
The worst part, I could have had a 40, but I steered away from it.
Mm. Mm. Now, my worst thing is that, like, the worst thing I had is that I had, like, this could make me sound so fat, but I was on holiday. I had, like, a roast before I ended up having that 20-ounce steak, so I couldn't really get the most out of that 20-ounce steak. But you cleaned yours off pretty quickly, didn't you?
There's the perks of having it rare.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, 20-ounce steaks, they were nice, but 64-ounce steak, Jesus Christ, I can only imagine over 3 times the amount of the big one.
I won't be travelling to Amarillo just for a 64-ounce steak.
I might do it, geez, just to see it in action. That might be interesting, Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's quite impressive. And if you're ever around in that area, take a picky. Send it to our Twitter page. I would love to fucking see this thing because it would be marvelous. He also says there that he also loves all the heat that Cena gets in the UK. Yeah, and we're also going to talk about that later.
Wasn't there?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of heat. And it would have been awesome if Barrett had said his bad news line. Now, I can shed a bit of light on this. You may not have got it over in America, obviously, because you don't have the Sky Sports channels. But I don't think it's particularly hard to find other instances of him saying this. But I remember watching a small little interview that he did for Sky Sports News, where WWE have effectively told him to can that line.
Yeah.
So he won't be saying, "I'm afraid I got some bad news," for a long time.
Everyone was cheering along with it. It's just like WWE yet again, just going, is that a natural thing that the fans are really taking to? Not anymore.
Yeah, we'll just remove it away. Which I don't like. I'm not saying I like it. But obviously they've told him to do that. These are the same people that at the same time when the yes chants were getting over with Daniel Bryan, they started telling him, no, now you have to say, no, we need to stop these chants. It's stupid. But they want him to get over as a heel. And I think for the 1 week, why not do it? But
that's it.
So
they want him over as a heel, and then they take him to the one place where he will undeniably be face.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they just don't want it because they're just trying to phase out that line. I think it's stupid. I think even as a heel, you can have fan interactivity. The Rock, when he was heel, used to have all his catchphrase, and people used to get involved. What was the one thing that he used to do to get heel heat? He used to tell people that they weren't worthy to chant along with him, and all this lot. You could do that. You could have Barrett say, "I'm afraid I got some bad." You could look at the crowd and say, "No, no, I don't want you miscreants like chanting my line and stuff." Like you can do all that, and it keeps the fans involved, which is the most important thing. But nah, I don't think Barrett didn't need it this week. It would have been fun. He was treated like a fucking hero, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Mull Reindeer, which is an awesome name, I would like to add, asks who will be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion coming out of SummerSlam this year. My answer to that is I firmly believe Seth Rollins will be facing Lesnar at SummerSlam, and I don't think Lesnar will win that match. I don't think he'll lose it. I don't think he'll be pinned by Rollins, but he's not winning, and I think Rollins will walk out champion coming out of SummerSlam, which bodes well for him. It means he's going to have a lengthy run with the belt, in my opinion. But one other thing as well,
deserves a lengthy run.
Yeah, I would say so. And one of the things that they've done fairly well recently, especially with the Lesnar victory, is that he had the belt for like 6 months. That's good. That's a good length of time to have the title. Don't want to be dropping it every 2 or 3 months or on a monthly basis.
There's no like faffing around with it.
Yeah. The one other thing that I will say, however, is that you can't discount the fact that I firmly believe Roman Reigns will be champion this year. At some point. So whether or not WWE decide, okay, we might not want to do Lesnar, maybe did the Authority deny him his request for a title match and they speed through this Authority versus Lesnar storyline that they seem to be going for, which is what we pitched, just before WrestleMania, how you book Lesnar afterwards. Now he is effectively a babyface. So it could be Reigns against Rollins at SummerSlam, maybe. I do think that it will be Lesnar and Rollins, but I can't discount the fact that Roman Reigns has a great chance of, at that time period, being the champion. So
It's just like going back to this whole sort of like, why is everyone hating on Reigns all of a sudden?
yeah,
Um, but no, I can completely agree with you. The fact that like Rollins, I reckon, yeah, Rollins is going to be having quite a long run. Whether I see him going into SummerSlam as champion, I don't know. But my future seeing orb is failing me at the moment, and
yeah.
it's I don't know, because what's the build up going to be?
Yeah, like the main reason I think about it is if they're going to follow the blueprint from last year, which obviously follows around Lesnar. Lesnar's the catalyst, right? He's the X factor. If he's at SummerSlam, regardless whether he's wrestling for the title or not, he's the main event, right?
Yeah,
The fact that they've always said, even with Stephanie suspending him, oh, he's definitely getting a title match, leads me to believe that Lesnar will be wrestling for the belt. Now, will he be wrestling someone else? I don't know. I think he will be wrestling Rollins, but that's just my opinion. And if that's the case, I just don't think they'll just give Lesnar the belt back. I just don't see that happening. It's
no,
done.
he'll definitely have to fight for it.
Yeah. What's the one person that doesn't need that belt to still be a badass? Is Brock Lesnar. He's fine without it. So yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I do think I think Rollins honestly will be walking out sometime with the belt. It won't be a clean victory. It might be a screw job, but we'll see. We'll see. But
More
Reigns,
J&J security.
yeah, something along those lines, or maybe Triple H gets involved. I hate them trying to go down the route of a Triple H and Lesnar feud again. That just doesn't sit well with me. But still,
No.
the jury's out on that one. But like I said, Reigns is, he could be well involved in that mix. So yeah, Kane St. Dennis asks, what is our favourite theme song? I've taken that as entrance song there. That's what I've definitely gone with that. And their references are entrance songs as well. Entrance themes, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, this is quite broad in terms of favourite ones. I went for ones that I'm liking at the moment in regards to that. There is obviously some classic themes throughout the years. Jim Johnston is a fucking legend and deserves to be inducted, like, today. They should just announce that for next year. Just do that. If there's one guy in terms of longevity that's done such great work for them, and the entrance theme is such an important thing for a wrestler, Jim Johnston deserves more than an induction.
Like if there's one thing that's sort of like one person who deserves what Ultimate Warrior wanted in the first place.
Yeah. He's done some good shit for them, shall we say, and he's made some awesome music. Now, I know that he isn't particularly doing all the music at the moment. There's some other people getting involved, and obviously you've got bands coming in and everything like that. The theme that I think fits the character perfectly at the moment, and like for some reason gets stuck in my head so much, is actually Sasha Banks' theme. I think Sasha Banks' theme is really, really good. Because, it's not the type of music I like, but it's like perfect for her.
I'm surprised it's not Alexa Bliss.
No. That just annoys me now, to be honest. Because I can't exactly go around like with that song stuck in my head and be saying Twitter, glitters, sparkle, and all this stuff. So, otherwise people start thinking I'm just a little bit, got a screw loose or anything like that. But no, Sasha Banks is probably my favourite at the moment, closely followed by Finn Balor's. That's my pick, and it's funny that.
Or Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn's is all right. I wouldn't say it's
I will have that stuck. I could have that stuck in my head for days, though.
I can't think of any on the main roster that stick out.
Do you know the one thing? Originally, when they first split from the Shield, and we were like, I really don't like Seth Rollins' music. I think it's just too generic.
Yeah,
it's grown on me.
I still
think it's generic, but I was like, no, this works now.
They obviously they stuck with it. They stuck to their guns, and at the very least you can commend them for that. Well, actually, no, I can't, because they stuck to their guns on the Cesaro theme. That's outright, by the way. If you want to ask me what's the worst theme song, Cesaro's. Hands down. That theme is utter shit. It really is. I have no clue why they did it.
Cesaro or Blake and Murphy?
Oh, well, Blake and Murphy's pretty bad as well. No, I'll go with Cesaro, because No, Cesaro, because it hurts me how bad that is. I'm so
Yeah.
shocked why they picked that, and no, it just doesn't work at all. What about yours? Favorite theme?
Thing is, I'd go with Balor's, but I think Balor's is added to by just the sheer entrance.
That's what I thought. You see, like in terms of like the song itself was actually quite generic. I thought,
But
but
with what he does as
we
part
done
of
with
his
it.
entrance, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that's-
You've been stumped, haven't you?
we're sticking the current day, so can't really think of anything. I think the only problem is I like a lot of them, but I think it's but all the ones that I'm liking recently are quite generic, like standard guitar riffs and things like that. Like even like Kevin Owens is quite a standard entry music, but
Yeah.
it works so well for him.
Yeah, a lot of them are like kind of you feel like while they're cool entrances, they could be like cut and pasted for someone else, which is that's why I think Sasha Banks is really good because it suits her so well.
Yeah,
And there are some others that suit them really well. Even some stuff that wasn't made by WWE's in-house guys. Um, obviously we're biased, but we really like Edge's entrance because it's Alter Bridge and we fucking love Alter Bridge.
yeah.
But that was a cool entrance. Yeah, there's quite a few down the line. I think if you're going to look for ones that are huge, I think the biggest entrance theme of all time, obviously, is Real American, Hulk Hogan. And that talk about something that suited a character very well. You couldn't have picked much better in that sense.
No,
But you're not going with that, no?
no.
No. Okay.
Taker.
Oh, Taker. Yeah, yeah. Taker's was good. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
obviously, proper Taker, not American Badass Taker.
I tell you what.
No Kid Rock, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's it. Bray Wyatt's theme is cool,
True.
but I think it's cool because Bray Wyatt makes it cool. And the way he uses that music. But I mean, that's part of a theme, so it still goes under that same thing. But
Yeah.
still, yeah. I'll stick with my pick. My pick. I'm going with Sasha Banks. I just think it's like I said, it's not even a genre of music I like. I just think it's really, really good for her character.
You just like the boss.
I do like the boss. I do like the boss indeed. Subscriber 241 asks, what is our favourite title of all time, including design and matches fought for it? Now, a lot of people will instantly obviously jump to the WWE Championship. That's the one that, and obviously if I were to pick that, I would pick what iteration, because obviously of the design of the belt. That isn't my choice, however. I do obviously love the WWE Championship because of all the great champions that have had it before, like, The Miz. I'm joking. Austin, Hogan, all these huge names of sports entertainment. Okay, Vince, we'll call it that for now. However, that's not my pick. My pick, actually, in terms of my favorite title, is the initial incarnation of the Intercontinental Championship.
I was wrong.
What did you go for?
No, I was just trying to guess yours. Smoking Skull belt.
No, because with matches fought for it, the Smoking Skull belt in terms of design, I love the design of that belt. Right, outright. If it was just design, Smoking Skull belt. I think we had this question before. What was our favorite title belt design? It is Smoking Skull for me, but there weren't many great matches fought for that belt when it was on that design, so I kind of discounted it. However, if you look at the initial Intercontinental Championship, let me rattle off a few of these matches for you. Brett versus Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam. All right? What a match.
True.
Yeah? Savage against Steamboat at WrestleMania. All right? Outright told, for whatever reason, I know some people dislike it, say, it was too spot heavy, or it was planned way too much in advance. I'll take it for what it was on the television screen, which was damn near perfection.
I mean, you're talking about one of the matches that are almost rated as like one of the greatest matches ever.
Yeah, one that stole the show. Yeah, this is back in the days where Hogan was doing his thing, and it affirms to me the fact that during that time, not so much now, but during that time, in that era, the Intercontinental Championship could be best described as a wrestler's wrestling belt.
Yeah.
That. Sure, your Hulk Hogan's would be your WWE champions. They were the headline attractions, right? They were the de facto sports entertainers, if you will. They were the guys that would draw you the big money because they were the huge personalities. The Intercontinental Championship was, for me, a beacon for fantastic technical based wrestling that could tell a story in the meantime.
Yeah.
And there were tons. There were just a couple I picked out. I mean, there are fucking tons. You go back there during that time, and the Intercontinental Championship was one of the most exciting belts to be involved in because it not only was it the belt that you want to watch for some of the best matches, it was the belt that will tell you what was the rising star, who was going to be going up to the next level, who was going to be wrestling Hulk Hogan, who was going to be wrestling Andre, who was going to be wrestling all these guys to get to the next level in the and to get to the the top level in the company, who's going to have a crack at that next time. It was if you won the IC belt, it was huge. It was a stepping stone for you reaching that next place. Now, obviously, that's changed a lot now, but the design that it has now is the retro design. That's the design it had back then. So that's my pick. What's your pick in terms
Well,
of?
the thing is, I was trying to think because they changed it um, for Ramon Michaels. There's a difference.
A different belt for that
Was
one?
it different?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I
I
don't know
can't
which ladder
remember.
match it was. I don't know, but it was regardless that period anyway.
I think even if it's just for sheer looks, whilst I love the Smoke Skull, the Smoke Skull belt, I think it's just sort of like that's the image alone.
Yeah, you just go with that, aren't you? You're just loving it.
But I love the no. I'm in agreement with you. I
Yeah.
think I love the IC belt. I think the IC belt looks better than the WWE belt.
Yeah. And some people may really dislike this for me. And hell, I was a WCW watcher at the time, but even with the US title in its prime, I just don't think it ever hit what the IC title was in its prime.
Yeah,
So that's the reason I'm going with that. Um, and yeah, yeah, I'll go with that. But in terms of design, me and Matt hands down, Smoking Skull all day long because we fucking love that belt. And I had everyone had a Smoking Skull toy title when they were young
yeah.
because it was awesome.
Because why wouldn't you?
Exactly. Now, there's a question that we've answered before. I'm going to answer it very quickly, just for the sake of it. Kyler's 2000 asks if WWE should bring back the Cruiserweight title. Now, we have answered this a few times. I'll keep it short and sweet. No, no,
No,
no, no, not. And the reason being is because you label some of your guys Cruiserweights, and I think it stunts their growth in terms of becoming big-time talent. That's my opinion.
it's like if you have a cruiserweight division, you'll have people like Neville, Balor, Zayn, who will just be cruiserweights.
Yeah,
Then
and,
that'll be
then,
it.
and once you get that branding on you, it's hard to get off. And then
Yeah,
like I said, we talked about this too much. I don't want to talk about it now, but yeah, that's our main reason for that. Is you don't want to brand those guys in that way. And that's just my opinion. And obviously, our theme on this show is more belts does not mean more success. Less belts.
but actually thinking going on the weight categories of the cruiserweight division, even though he's like pretty tall, I think Rollins would come under a cruiserweight.
Yeah, most probably. He gets around the ring well enough, doesn't he? So, I don't even want to think about it, to be honest, about who goes along those lines. I just want everyone to be actively available for each belt. That's the way I'd like it at the moment. Yeah, sure, you could have different weight classes, but I think that WWE at the moment just currently can't hack that. So, until we feel that they can, I'm less inclined to say that I want that to happen. So yeah, we can always live like you and me sometimes we fantasy book, but at the end of the day, there's reality. And do we think WWE can pull this off? No, I don't think they can pull off doing the belts in that way. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion. Murish Moore gives a breakdown of the live event in Dublin, which he was up there for, and he did see Finn Balor up there. You lucky son of a gun. We didn't. We thought we would, but we
yeah.
didn't.
After you were going crazy in the queue for merch.
Yes, I was going a little bit mad. We'll get into that in a minute. Very soon, actually. Yeah, but I wish I could have been there for the Balor pop. I imagine he got a very warm reception, and that would have been quite fun. And he also gives a rundown of what happened on the show. He got great responses. So obviously, if anyone else wants to see that comment is there. Thanks for I remember we asked for that a live thing, and you
We
gave
did,
it to
yeah.
us. So thank you very much for that, mate. That is well appreciated. So yeah, that's our fan feedback for this week. As always, if you do want to ask us any questions, that will be featured on the show next week, then all you have to do is leave a comment down below or tweet us at Talk WrestlePod, where, as we said before, you can find tons of pictures of what we were doing on Monday night, which was a fun night, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into our Raw review, Matt. Probably a very special Raw review, a very interesting Raw review for us this week. We were there.
Exactly.
So there you go. We were there at London this week. It is the first live show I've been to, the first WWE show I've been to, period. You've also been to a live event before, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done it. First TV for me.
When was yours? Back what?
Jesus. Actually, you got the tickets stuck on my a wall of tickets.
Don't pull out of your chair now looking for it, yeah.
No, I don't have to. I'm still in the chair. 2011.
2011.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. John Morrison's on the ticket.
Oh, wow.
Del Rio's on the ticket. So, Kelly's on the ticket, and Punk's on the ticket.
Okay, so quite.
And Miz is in amongst them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just the fact that Punk was there now, considering that. So weird to think that the Punk thing was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
You know, before WrestleMania 30. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, it's not Matt's first event, but it was his first event in a while. But it's definitely both our first TV tapings. In regards to that. So we obviously were quite excited. It was going to be quite fun. The crowd in London, as always, are great. More great because we were there, of course. That's just.
Oh yeah, we added to it.
That's it. So it was in the O2 in London. The continued build-up of Extreme Rules. I'm not that excited for the build-up for Extreme Rules, and even being there live, coming out of it, I wasn't that much more excited for the show itself, I must admit. We're going to break down what we saw, and the show in general, and some of the more pivotal parts of the show that WWE obviously edited out. And there's one part looking back, and I look back on it again. You can tell. You don't have to know. You didn't have to be there to know that something was edited. But obviously we'll go into there first of all. So we'll talk about arriving. The first thing that we did literally when we were there is look for merchandise, as any good fan does.
Yep.
Look for merchandise. A few interesting points to talk about merchandise. First of all, they obviously were blasting.
Need to stock more.
Yeah. Now, the first thing that I was thinking was Balor is going to debut tonight. Now, first of all, I think Balor sent out a tweet. We weren't privy to that before the show aired. The reason why we thought he was airing is because his merchandise was available to purchase, but he was the only NXT guy who had their merchandise available to purchase. The only NXT guy. So we were like, that seems a bit dodgy to us. What seemed even more dodgy is that their selection of merch was surprisingly small.
It was a bit thin, wasn't it?
It was very thin. Now, they've got 2 John Cena t-shirts, which, okay, you'd expect. He's got his old one, which is going for a bit cheaper. His new one, which is going for the regular price. You've got Dean Ambrose, Paige.
You had 2 Rollins tops.
2 Rollins tops. A Reigns one, the Balor one. I think that was pretty much it, to be honest.
Yeah, and the Tour t-shirt.
Yeah, but you're discounting some huge guys there. What about your Bray Wyatt t-shirt?
Oh, there's a Ryback shirt.
Oh, yeah, and a Ryback shirt. Your Bray Wyatt, no shirt. Bad News Barrett, I think, in Raw is a good place to sell his fucking shirt. No Barrett shirts. No Neville shirts. Now, he's on the main roster now. I thought it would have been an ideal time to get some Neville shirts out into the crowd, and we would have bought them.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot missing from that merch store. I was very shocked, and to be honest, it's not even so much the selection that bothers me. It's the fact that we got there relatively early, and they was almost sold out of everything except for senior shirts. So if I were the likes of anyone else apart from Roman Reigns and John Cena, I would be taking WWE aside and saying, look, you need to stock more of my shit, because how am I supposed to get this merchandise money if you're only selling like 50 shirts and they're getting sold out really quickly? I was lucky to get a Finn Balor shirt because I managed to go a size down. I fit into that thing as best I could. And you got a Roman Reigns shirt because there was nothing else available. There was only that.
Even then, that was actually, I went a size down. I mean, I'm generally an XL anyway. I just buy a double for comfort sort of thing. Where It's just sort of like, really? It's like, oh, anything in a double. Got a Cena shirt. Oh, you fuck off.
Yeah, yeah. You actually told the
I
guy to
think I
fuck off.
did tell him he could fuck himself.
Very silently, not to his. Don't want Matt. I don't want people to think Matt just shouted out, "Go fuck it." He was more like just looked down in disappointment, just said, "Go fuck yourself." Not having Cena. So you had to go with Reigns, which
Yeah. It's like, what about Rollins? No. Battle? No.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, nothing. Yeah. Oh, by the way, but you may be thinking, why does Matt need an XL? Is he really that? Is he a fat guy? No, actually, go look on our Twitter page. Matt is huge, right? There's a picture of us. It's always the same, where he's got like an extra two heads above where I am. So that's the reason why Matt needs XL. Or maybe I'm just really small. Maybe that's it. Don't know. I like the way you've gone very quiet right now, Matt.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll just allow it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Obviously, if you guys want pictures of us in we're not in our shirts and stuff, but it's obviously on the Twitter page. But yeah, so you got a Reigns t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get a battle one. Like I said, I fit into it as best I could. It's all right. It's all right. I would prefer it to be bigger, but it's okay. And I got myself a Connor's Cure bracelet as well, which is quite nice. Quite like that. Obviously for a good cause as well. Glad they didn't sell out. Well, I hope they do sell out of them, but I'm glad they had a good amount of them at very least.
No, they probably didn't. It's just nobody gives a damn.
Oh man, that's harsh. That's harsh. I was well up for buying one of them. So yeah, that's the merch that we got. I just think that if I were the talent, I would probably get into the ear of management and say, look, come on. If I were a battler, I would be looking at it like I wasn't even on the fucking show, and all my stuff's selling out. Like, put my shirt out there so I can make more sales, please. That's the way it is.
That's it.
But
Make me money, bitch.
yeah, I mean they were pushing the Cena wagon pretty far, and I expect it. But come on. If you're not giving the fans what you want in terms of merchandise, then you're failing. Yeah, you need to offer them what they want essentially. So
I still found it quite funny because we were just like everyone goes, oh, Cena and like Cena's for the kids and that, and there's you and me sat on the train. There's a little kid just like, I can't wait to see Cena. And starts singing his music. It's like, ugh.
yeah, like I tell you what, right? That was our reaction. We didn't show it because the kid can do. Obviously we don't like Cena here. People know that. But like kids can get excited. One thing that annoyed me is I looked around on the train at the same time, and there was another guy who was laughing, shaking his head as if, "Oh, what little prat for liking Cena."
Stupid child.
He can like whatever the fuck he likes. We don't tell people you can't like this wrestler. It's like, yeah, we don't like him, but I understand the appeal for kids. I was like, yeah, we don't like him, but it wasn't like me and Matt were like, oh, you little prick. What? Oh, you like Cena, you little bastard, and like, no, you can like whatever he likes, but. Like, yeah, he was excited though. He was sitting there, like, going back and forth, going, doo, 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 doo. Probably his first event as well, I'd say. But I do feel bad for kids. Actually, thinking of that, I do feel bad for the kids going all excited to see Cena, and suddenly got a wave of people chanting John Cena sucks during his entrance.
It's like I kind of feel bad. Like now you saw the way you worded it like that. I feel bad because I retweeted a picture earlier, which was "Stop child abuse. Buy your kid an Ambrose T-shirt."
Yeah. Well, no, that's fine. But I just thought that was a little bit like the still, yeah, but still. In terms of where we were seating, because obviously we went to seating after that, we had we felt really bad. There was a German girl next to us who seemed really excited, but she was on her own. You should never go to a wrestling show on your own. You want to go with a couple of friends, or at least a friend like we did. But she seemed like she was having fun. And we had a couple of guys next to us as well who looked like they didn't even like the show.
Yeah, just like, are you even watching this?
Yeah. One guy was on his phone the entire time. I was like, come on, you paid fucking money for the tickets. Enjoy the show, man. And I feel that sometimes there are those fans that want to look at it almost too negatively, that they just don't have any fun, or maybe they just don't feel comfortable chanting, which is okay, but it just felt a little bit wrong to me, but still.
The thing is, it's like don't feel comfortable with chanting. It's like I don't get that. It's like it's not like out of the 17,000 people were there, someone's gonna go, I heard you.
Yeah, you're the guy. Yeah, no, it won't happen. Even if you shout your loudest during the quietest moment, chances are no one's going to hear you, sort of thing. So
that's it.
Especially in London. So then we got the Superstars tapings. Now, there's a very interesting bit here.
Oh yeah.
So Eden comes out, obviously known as Eden Styles now. I know that's her name anyway, but they're accentuating the Styles part. I'm very sad to hear that Lillian Garcia wasn't around, as everyone knows. I think she's a classy lady. I'm a fan of Lillian Garcia. There's not a problem with that. Yeah, she wasn't there. So first match that we got, Zack Ryder came out, was against Heath Slater during this match. It became very apparent that this is a general superstars match. I doubt very few people are going to go out and
Yeah.
search for. I'd be sad to hear the amount of times these two have probably wrestled each other on superstars. Not exactly that great still. We saw Michael Cole coming out here without any sort of neck brace. He's obviously recovered quite well from his beating.
That's it.
He skipped only 1 week, so that's the selling for you. You know?
That's, I guess, is a bit ridiculous though, especially just sort of like Brock Lesnar F5's a non-combatant.
Yeah.
Nope.
And
1 week.
the way they were trying to say it was like, oh, Cole was getting surgery and stuff. Sorry, you wouldn't be back in 2 weeks. You know, or showing no signs of any sort of damage for that fact. I really dislike how WWE treats this at the moment.
I mean, the worst part is we haven't watched a lot of TV Raw because why would we? We pretty much did. That was a massive pop. Let's see how it was on air, sort of.
Yeah,
thing.
we caught the best bits, didn't we? Back to see how it came out on TV.
Yeah, but it's sort of like there was I don't recall any moment of sort of Cole just like, oh yeah, no, it's still a bit stiff, but you know.
Even then, I think that's playing it down too much. Like, he should have come out with a neck brace. If you're going to do it, come out with a neck brace for 1 extra week. I really dislike the way they're doing it. They do it at the moment, you know? It's just like, okay, at very most, you get 1 week off and you come back not showing anything. I would like WWE to go back to the days where if you get damaged, you're damaged for like a month, you know? You're selling that shit for a while. But no, it doesn't seem to be that way at the moment, unfortunately. And we have the likes of Ambrose hopping out of a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, but Ambrose is a clone.
Oh, I know, but still, on TV we don't know that, do we? You know, that's the way it is. Still, the new clone came out this week, didn't he? Of course,
that's it. 247.
247. So yeah, this Ryder Slater match, not really much to talk about. Ryder gets the win.
I mean, it was good to see Ryder because then, especially, it's just sort of like everyone a little bit will woo.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He serves his purpose. I just think that with me, I'm just kind of okay, it's Ryder sort of thing, but still. It was an enjoyable match at the very least. Slater was over big time at the very least, so there was that.
Slater's going to slate.
Slater's going to slate, that's it. And there are no Slaters in London. Well, only a few, but obviously not the vocal minority. And then we had Curtis Axel against R-Truth.
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Everyone's being really quiet. And then it's just Eden just like, oh, get ready, everyone, because Raw's coming.
Yeah, Raw's going live in less than 1 minute.
Get your signs and your cheers ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we think, okay, maybe they're going to tape another Superstars match, maybe at another venue, or maybe do it after the show or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, we should have saw it coming. We didn't, because we were excited.
Especially considering they hadn't even changed the apron.
Yes. But yeah, she goes, yeah, it's going live in less than 1 minute, and we're all excited. Everyone's getting ready for when the start of the show. It comes up, you got the music, and then it's like, everyone's going, yeah! You know, we're all out of our seat going, woo! And then it's like, and now, welcome to the next Superstars match with everyone, and then the sea of boos. As everyone knows, they just got tricked for showing everyone that was involved in a Superstars taping. So now in a Superstars taping, there's going to be a start of the match where everyone goes, yeah! Looking like they're excited to see the best episode of Superstars in the world. No, they tricked us. They said that Raw was going to start. So, bad on you. Fool me once, fool on WWE. I would not be fooled twice by these fuckers, I tell you that much. Go to another show. I won't go until it's fucking Raw everywhere on the Titantron everywhere. I won't stand up. I won't make a single fucking chart next time. WWE. You tricky little bastards, you. I wonder how many... I guess they do that trick a lot.
They must do.
Yeah.
It's cheap, though.
Cheap. It's below the belt. It's below the belt right there. So who got the brunt of all that? It was R-Truth. He got cheered on the way out. I was booing him, of course, because I don't like R-Truth. I was going to chant potatoes, but I realised I fucking hate it when potatoes and R-Truth mix, so I decided against that. So I
Yeah.
just left it be. Um, but yeah, as soon as Curtis Axel came out, man, he turned into the heel afterwards because everyone loved Curtis Axel.
Yeah. I
Huge
mean,
Axelmania.
Axelmania is running wild.
Yeah, huge Axelmania chance. They were well into Axel was well over here, and you could tell he loved it. He was loving the response he was getting here. So, um, I actually thought the Axelmania chants were really loud. And now I'm not going to go watch on Superstars because that's all edited to shit anyway. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Um, who got the win here? I can't even remember.
Truth.
I think it was Truth, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's fair enough. And people were going, "What's up?" and stuff like that. But I just had no time for R-Truth. I was just booing the entire time. If you can hear one guy just going boo, that was me. Essentially, just going boo the entire match whenever R-Truth got the got an upper hand in the match. I just wanted Curtis Axel to beat the shit out of him and hopefully break his jaw so he doesn't have to go on commentary anytime soon. Is that harsh?
No harsh, dude.
Maybe. I would argue that it could be a lot harsher if I was to swing a bag of potatoes at him.
True.
Yeah? Yeah?
In the big brown sack.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, there's that. That was Superstars. They tricked us, the dirty trickers. That's what they are. And I do think them doing that did stunt the response they got at the very start of the show. A little bit.
No, it didn't.
A little bit.
I don't think it did.
Not when Cena came out, but when the show started. That's
Oh yeah, when it actually proper kicked off.
yeah. When people started coming out, then Raw then London came back to its very best. So that was Superstars. They took obviously a little bit of time to get ready. They were showing some video packages, and then Raw started. Got fireworks actually. I was quite shocked at that.
Why? It's Raw.
Well, it's only because WrestleMania season was close that they started doing the fireworks again. We had a good 8 months of them not using any pyro at the start of the
Oh
show.
yeah.
So the one thing I say that I like starting shows are matches, and I did want the show to start without the Authority. Now, it wasn't exactly going into a match, but it didn't take long to get there.
Like, oh, I like when Raw starts with matches, but then I also like it when it starts with Cena in London.
Yes. But no Authority starting the show. The streak is over. It is done. The Authority did not open Raw. And I thought, they've given me a birthday present right there. Even though it's not my birthday. But they've given me a birthday present right there. And saying, Tony, we're going to throw you a bone. No Authority to kick off the show. And it was the right choice because it put the crowd in a good mood going forward. Yeah, we might not like John Cena, and when he did come out, but we do like chanting, John Cena sucks. So we
That's
did
it.
Now, this is probably the loudest I've ever heard that John Cena sucks. Even on
Jesus,
TV.
and for the longest.
Yeah. It just didn't stop. We just kept going. It was awesome. I damn near blew up my voice right there, to be honest.
Yeah, just booing and chanting against John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. This whole segment here was easily the hottest part of the entire show. Easily.
Yeah.
Without question. And it was the best part of the night, I will say. It was quite fun. Cena comes out and he's like, "Oh, London is a great place to be," and we're still booing him and shit like that. And
It's like, I love London. London don't love you.
yeah, exactly. But he accepts that at this point. Probably knows that a lot of the WrestleMania crowd are the London crowd, or the UK crowd in general. However, he did get on our side a little bit when he said, "I might get in trouble for saying this, but WrestleMania deserves to come to London." And yeah, that got a big pop. I was excited. I obviously chanted. I was like, "Yes, of course it does," as if I'm banging my head against the wall. But come on, let's be realistic. That isn't happening. There's a reason why it doesn't happen. I know why. Don't agree with it, but it's not happening.
That's it.
Regardless of what he said here on this show. But yeah, the very idea of having WrestleMania in London is extremely appealing, especially as we've got the stadiums for it. We have massive stadiums. Wembley can hold a stupid amount of people, more than the Levi Stadium could, I think. That has this year.
Check.
You got to add in the fact that it's not, Wembley Stadium has that capacity with a football pitch. You'd actually have more seats in there as well. Yeah, I think Wembley would be a good place for WrestleMania, but I don't think they're going to do it. You know,
Yeah, 90,000
yeah,
at Wembley, and then that's with a pitch in
that's with
there.
the pitch. So you could probably get another couple of thousand in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wembley would be an awesome place to have WrestleMania, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Let's just be realistic. Just because Cena said it one week, I just see some people going, "Oh, he said it live on Raw." Doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean it's not happening, guys. We might get a pay-per-view, maybe in a couple of years. Maybe I don't see it happening soon, but we're not getting WrestleMania. That's just the way it is. It would have to be the first WrestleMania outside of England, outside of the US and Canada. So I just don't see it happening. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble there. I feel like I'm pissing on everyone's fireworks.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he obviously turned that around a little bit. He said that Rusev's not coming out to fight. He wants to wait till Extreme Rules. So he's going to do his open challenge that he's been doing each week, which actually have been the best matches on the show 3 weeks in a row. So I can hardly say anything bad about it at the
Yeah.
moment. So this brings out bad news, Barrett. And the one thing that, as clear as day, if there was one thing that could be, you could bet your money on, without a shadow of a doubt, is that Bad News Barrett is going to get cheered like a fucking hero by the English crowd.
Oh God, yeah.
And by God, did he? He was getting chanted so much he couldn't even speak. He even had to reference at the very start of it that, look, I haven't even done anything yet, and they're chanting for it. You don't have to do anything, Barrett. You're already that awesome.
Well, the thing is, that was moment one on watching back on TV. You're sort of like, pretty sure that was cut short.
Yeah, well, I do get that feel. I did feel maybe there it felt a little bit different.
Maybe it felt longer because we were part of it, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but yeah, it did feel like watching it back. Like there was a long part where Barrett just couldn't even talk because we were just chanting. Weren't even
Yeah.
giving him a chance. But it was a really cool part here. Yeah, I thought that what they might do is, because they like to stick to their guns, oh, he's a heel, make him look like a heel, even if it's in his hometown. They didn't do that. They do the usual thing which they do, which is what they should do, is that they make him face for a night. They make him appear. You could be a heel, right? But still stick to your guns. Good characters, don't just blast areas for the fact that they need to. Barrett is English. He loves the fact that he's British, right? Even as a heel, he can love the place he was born. That's the way it is, and I don't think there's any problem with the way he was here. In fact, it was awesome. It was quite fun. He says that why should he wait for Extreme Rules to beat Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship when he could beat Cena for the US title in front of the greatest nation in the world?
Big pop! Way!
Big pop, yeah. This match was fun. It was very fun. It was good. Outright.
It was a very good match.
It was a very good match. Now, I'm a little bit. The match hit an extra level when you saw Barrett kicking out of the AA. Didn't see that coming, to be honest. I thought maybe the match would just finish there. Cena does get hit with a bull hammer later on in the match, but he does kick out. Then he just gets another AA and wins the match there. I didn't like that part. I thought that the moves like the bull hammer should be just pretty much like just flat out done. But they are going for pay-per-view quality matches each week at the moment on Raw. And that is good, at the end of the day. I can't. Maybe I'm trying to pick holes in these matches, but at the end of the day, they're all very, very fun to watch. Very entertaining.
Oh, gotcha.
And this one was it was even more fun being there live,
Yeah.
And I don't think it damages Barrett that much, considering that he did have a good showing here. And I'm less inclined. Out of the two people at the moment, the two things I'm worried at the moment was Cena beating loads of people. He's still having great matches with them. They're still looking like genuine competitors. That's what I always wanted. We'll talk about Neville later on. It's a little bit different, and we're going to talk about that there. But yeah, fair enough. This was easily the best part of the show, easily. And I can almost
Really?
yeah.
Best part?
Well, Barrett coming out at the very beginning. Maybe Cena not winning was that great. But, I thought this whole area, the whole part of it, Matt, was the best part of the show.
Fair enough.
Not by a clear mile, but it was the best part of the show. So that moves into the Divas Battle Royal. Now, as expected, as each diva comes out, gives their entrance, me and Matt were talking to each other, and we said, a lot of this is going to get cut. You know, because
Yeah, nobody's getting their entrances. They're all getting them now, but
at the end of the day, I can't exactly say too much about it because, you know, at the end of the day, would I really be that entertained on TV by watching Rosa Mendez make her entrance?
and
No,
Cameron.
and Cameron, yeah. As much as I like to see Girl Bye on the Titantron, which just breaks my heart a little bit, but still, nah, obviously a lot of it was cut. They cut back into
At
Natalia
least
coming
it's
in.
not bomb.com.
Don't, Matt. Just don't go there, Matt. Just don't
I
go
know.
there. Just don't go there. Do you feel happy now you said that?
No,
Do you feel,
I
no?
don't
Are you
actually.
are you
I feel like a
proud?
terrible
You
person.
are a terrible, terrible man for bringing that onto this show. Okay. No. Um. So yeah. They obviously cut a lot of that, and that's fair enough. Okay, it cuts back on TV. You guys would have saw it as Natalia coming back into the ring. No one really cared that. I say Natalia got a decent enough pop, I guess. It was alright. People like Natalia.
She was probably the first pop.
Yeah,
Considering it was like an 8 diva battle royal,
yeah.
she was the first pop. It's
And
like,
no one else got anything, to be honest, really. But that's just the way it is. Paige comes out, gets the monster pop, as expected. She is she's
hometown girl.
a hometown girl. She's
No.
been no, I
Now
can't.
you judge me.
Yeah, to be honest, that was pretty bad right there. So evens it out, Matt. Evens it out. That's the way it is. Evens it is. So yeah, this match, as much as Paige got a huge pop, as soon as the match started, no one gave a shit. It was
Yeah.
quite dead in the crowd, as you could probably hear on TV as well. There wasn't that many people really caring that much. So Paige gets the win, eliminates Naomi last. And we heard one guy in the crowd who apparently was puzzled that these girls are being eliminated, not being thrown over the top
Oh
rope.
god, yeah, like a couple seats. It's like, why are they not going over the top rope? It's like they've not been eliminated. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, it's a Divas Battle Royal. They've always been eliminated that way. I don't think it's ever not been that way, in my opinion. But still. So Paige gets the victory, becomes the number one contender. Obviously, you know, big monster pop there for everyone there. Everyone loves Paige. Doesn't even have to be the English. Everyone likes Paige.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Suddenly everyone's got a hard on for Paige. Like,
Whoa, whoa!
any internet, like, if you go through any sort of like internet like wrestling forum or something,
Yeah.
you're bound to find one person who's got a major hard on for Paige.
Yeah. She has some very passionate fans, shall we say. We're fans of Paige, but by no means am I going to be stalking her at her house with a raging, bulging hard on. No, it's not how we do things here on this show.
It's
But
just not British.
I can understand the appeal, however. But still, wasn't it weird that we were like hearing reports like a couple of months ago of her mum getting like really weirdos giving her messages asking for
Yeah,
stuff.
abuse.
That's just creepy, man. That's just really
Odd,
creepy.
man.
So yeah, with that victory there with Paige, she also is the number one contender now. So we know our Extreme Rules match that we're having. It will be Paige against Nikki Bella. To be honest, no other match really kind of makes sense, apart from maybe the Bellas against each other. But man, do we ever want to go back there again? Probably not.
No.
So,
I mean, I was actually quite shocked that Brie wasn't actually in the Royal match.
yes, yeah, I was a little bit shocked at that as well, considering they have been building up this tension between the Bellas for a little while now. You know, with them getting in each other's way and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
maybe they're
I'm
deciding to
pretty
put
sure I
that.
saw a poster, like like a picture advertising the match, and Brie was shown amongst the competitors.
Maybe they made a decision at the last moment.
Yeah.
To be honest, maybe they're trying to get over this feud, and maybe having that as a background storyline doesn't really help that. Maybe I'm just making their creative team think about it too much. I'm not particularly sure, but still. But Paige gets the win. She does have an interview afterwards where she puts over the crowd, obviously, because we are awesome. And she then, in the middle of her talking, Naomi attacks her. Throws her all over the place, or attacks her in the ring, takes her outside, throws her all around the security barricade, and she seems to like it. She's smiling throughout all of it.
The worst part about the whole moment, though, is like you can hear just a whole lot of the crowd not really caring.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were booing her. It was like, oh, look at that.
Oh no, Naomi, stop!
Yeah,
What are you doing?
that's it. So this is the heel turn. Naomi is going heel. She did cut a promo later on, which I thought was extremely cringeworthy. I did not
Yeah.
like it. Looking back, I looked back at it again. Didn't like it. I liked it less the second time. I promise. The more you watch it, the less you'll like it. If she's going heel, she needs more work on her promo skills because at the moment it doesn't work.
Yeah.
She's just not that good in that. She's a great wrestler, great athlete, very very talented in the ring. Outside with a mic in her hand, it can be more miss than hit. I think that's a problem that they
Yeah.
have to address, especially as a heel. You need to be a better promo as a heel. Um, you can kind of get away with being a half decent promo and be a good face, you know. But as a heel, you need to be able to be a good heel at least, you know, along those lines. So
I'll sell it.
one of the things she was saying here, obviously, that she was like, do wins or losses matter around here? And as we
Yeah,
know,
we're not even on that bit
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Well, I'm just
Sell
referencing
it.
it here,
Yeah.
in
I
regards
mean,
to.
it's like the one thing with the whole the wins and losses matter. Not really.
I don't think they haven't mattered for a while, to be honest. So I wouldn't be that shocked at it. But yeah, maybe they're going with a storyline here that maybe she, wants to, get to the belt. Maybe Paige does win, has a number one contender basically built in there, something along those lines. We don't know. We'll see how it goes from there. But I don't think Nikki's gonna have that belt for too much longer. She's had it for a while now, as it
I mean,
is.
this is where we're just going to get a triple threat at Extreme Rules now.
Yeah, that's still quite likely.
Naomi works her way into it.
Yeah, that is quite possible. That could be, and she could end up winning the belt, maybe. Along
Yeah.
those lines, maybe. Lucha Dragons versus the Ascension. And
And the Ascension got the job entrance.
that's it. Yeah, I like to call this the fall of the Ascension, which I think is quite an avid sentence. The fall of the Ascension, the way it is.
Ah,
Um,
tick.
no one gave a shit about the Ascension. We got their
No.
full entrance as well, live. No one cared, which I think is a real shame. People cared about the Lucha Dragons though, and yeah, we were doing all the signs. The whole crowd were. Everyone was doing all the Lucha
Oh, I was
Dragons
going
stuff.
crazy for the Lucha pumps.
Yeah, Lucha's awesome. They were well over with the crowd. Kalisto is just doing great work each week, and he's doing exactly what he needs to. This is what the original Sin Cara should have done. He should have done all this high flying craziness that Kalisto does without fucking it up each week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Kalisto's doing, and look, it's working for him. Great, he's not having a problem. He
No.
hasn't put a foot wrong yet. So
So he is, well, over.
yeah, he's over. Yeah, people love Kalisto. People want to see him wrestle now. And they could get something over big if they do this. If they can use this tag team effectively, where Sin Cara is in the match for the majority, not exactly doing the most high flying stuff, but then you can have the Kalisto hot tag be one of your weekly stables. Believe me, a Kalisto hot tag where he's doing all this stuff in the ring, that's good business. Yeah, that's really entertaining and really fun to watch. So yeah, the Kalisto hot tag needs to become a weekly thing, and I'm sure it will be. They really do need to keep that up. But yeah, Lucha Dragons going strong, and like I said, it's just weird that I enjoy the Lucha Dragons more on the main roster than I ever did in NXT. There's not many cases that happens, but this is one of those cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they made the right decision.
It was
Bringing
good.
these guys up.
Loved it.
Yeah, Kalisto's got a bright future, man. He really does. If he keeps this up, yeah, I get the feeling he's doing all the right stuff, not just for
Yeah.
us, but for the people backstage as well. And that's what's most important. Yeah. So Roman Reigns was out next. Oh, Roman Reigns. It's funny, as soon as his music hits, because Booker T's in the ring, Booker T's reaction, I didn't think it'd come over on TV. Booker T looked absolutely, like, flabbergasted at the reaction that Reigns got. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're in London. Don't be that surprised. Jesus Christ. You don't exactly need you don't exactly need Matt's crystal ball to figure out exactly what's going to happen. Roman Reigns plus London means booze. That's the way it happens. It's a mathematical equation at this point. Reigns says, he's doing quite well. There's a Suplex City chance, and he says, "Yeah, I did go to Suplex City, but I got up in the next morning."
Like, I've been there.
Yeah, he's been there. He did take quite the prison beating. I will give him that. I would always give him that. Getting slapped around. This brings out the big show onto the Titantron,
Yay.
and here begins the editing, shall we say? This was easily, without a doubt, the most edited part of the entire show. Without a doubt. Now this particular part of the of this segment wasn't edited. It was more so when Big Show actually came out, right? But anyway, Big Show's here. He's talking.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's all equally edited.
Yeah, yeah. The crowd responses here were definitely edited because for huge parts of Big Show's promo, loud, and I mean very loud chants of boring were emanating from the crowd.
I don't think the boring was the worst bit though.
Yeah, well, some of the other chants did come in, not nearly as much. Basically, there were chants of "Please retire," which were I think were left there as they were okay. But the chants which maybe were quite offensive, yeah, I would say they were quite offensive. "You fat bastard" were chanting all around the crowd, and it was loud, guys, really loud, to the point that I felt bad chanting it because there was a kid in front of us, and I was like, oh, I don't know whether I should chant
Oh,
this.
oh, and it was really bad, and it was terrible, and I felt bad for chanting it.
Yeah, yeah, I did feel bad for chanting it.
Way to take the moral high ground there,
Isn't it
Tony.
funny that like I didn't have any problem with chanting "Please retire," but you know, still,
But you fat bastards, sort of drawing the line.
yeah. Who ate all the pies? Maybe if that was a chant, maybe everyone like
Yeah, true.
that. Yeah, they shat all over Big Show throughout the entirety of him on this show. They really did. Big Show did not have a good night in London. That's just to be sure. And you may be thinking, well, guys, yeah, people weren't on him that much, but it wasn't as if like, you know, things went that bad for him. They cut a huge portion out of what was going to happen next. So Reigns leaves the ring. He's like, oh, well, I guess you're just a bitch, which is WWE's favourite curse word now.
That's
He,
it.
he leaves the ring. The crowd are chanting a little bit, kind of booing mostly. But as he's leaving, Reigns, catches the Big Show because Big Show comes out as well and literally just throws them all over the place. Throws them into the cab a few times. This is when the majority of the real big, no chants were going on.
Yeah.
And they climb up onto the cab, which is there. They've got like one of these English cabbies there.
Yeah, probably big black London cab,
Yeah,
as they usually do.
as they usually do. They've got the telephone booth there as well. So then he chokeslams Roman Reigns onto the cab. And for what you guys saw, because I went back and watched it again,
Yeah.
and you think then, at that point, after the chokeslam, Big Show just gets off, it's fine, and he leaves. That's how it's edited to show you. Wow, that is not what happened. That is exactly not what happened. First of all, Big Show struggled getting off the damn thing to the point that you got that very long chant of "oh," literally went on for ages. Yeah,
Hey!
when he actually finally got off the cab, which took a while, then there was a massive sarcastic chant that he was actually able to get off the thing. Big Show was obviously that pissed off with it that he tried to punch out the window of the cab. But the window didn't get the memo that you're supposed to sell Big Show's punches if you get knocked out, and decided, I'm not going to shatter. So it did.
You're probably just going to break a knuckle.
Yeah. He was trying to do a Goldberg on us, I'd say. And he was.
Way.
But he was proper punching that window as if he was trying to break it, and it never got there. I don't know whether that was part of the plan, but he was trying to at least. And then it made him look like.
Frustration.
Yeah, and it made him look like, oh. And
An
after,
idiot.
afterwards, he just kind of like, and then left because everyone was chanting really bad things towards him. So that's the stuff that you missed. That actually lasted a while, all that. It took him a good 30 seconds to get off the cab. All of which, this really long build-up of a chant is just building and building and building. So Big Show did not have a good night, and they did edit a lot of this out. Because you go back and watch it on TV, and literally he just gets off, he looks really angry, they cut straight away.
That's it.
And it's not so much, they cut early and they didn't show it. No, they actually, they had a picture, they had a bit of the footage of him standing off the cab. But it took him, ages to get off the cab in the first place. So, obviously, they did edit it hugely. And they did blank out a lot of the chants here. Because a lot of it was just whoa. The crowd fucking just... Yeah, we may have sung John Cena Sucks really loudly, but a lot of really bad stuff was chanted at Big Show that night. So, yeah. There's your editing for you. It wasn't a live episode.
The UK hates Big Show.
Yeah. So, that was heavily edited. And like I said, if you're thinking that, go back and watch it, honestly. You can tell it was edited. Because it's almost like he gets off the thing too quickly. And it's like, what? What? No.
Suddenly, the floor.
Yeah. But this is all building up. All this is all building up to another Roman Reigns Big Show feud, which no one wanted that in the first place, but apparently we're getting it twice. This is the rehash that we're getting it again. We've made our feelings known. Me and Matt, I can say categorically right now, we have no interest in a Reigns versus Big Show match.
No.
No interest
We've
whatsoever.
had it. We don't need it again.
Yeah, we barely needed it the first time. We don't need it again. Yeah, I think it's just really stupid that they decided, let's just do it again. To me, it makes me feel as if they didn't have any plans for Reigns after WrestleMania, if he didn't have the belt.
Yeah.
So now they're just like, okay, how do we finally get this guy going again? And it's like,
Let's get him feuding with the Big Show.
Yeah.
That's not how you get people going.
No, it's not. Part of the reason people are booing Reigns at the moment, in the current situation he's in, I say part of the reason, not the whole reason, is because of this sort of shit that happens. Yeah? No one wants to see Big Show and Reigns. No one wants to see it. Moving forward anyway, Randy Orton against Cesaro. First of a few matches to decide these stipulations. Apparently if Orton gets a victory, he gets a stipulation. If Rollins gets a victory, he gets a stipulation. So it's like a double stipulation match at the pay-per-view. So obviously Orton is going first. As the match goes on, Orton was quite well received by the crowd, I believe. I think people quite liked Orton on this show.
Oh yeah.
The initial match with Cesaro didn't last long. Kid got involved and it was like a DQ. Kane comes out and says, well, now we're going to make it a handicap match. And you think, okay, well, this is like, just screw over Orton. Fair enough. Because he's now in a tag team match with the tag team champions. Now, people know my thoughts. Matt, you know my thoughts. I've bitched about it with you enough. I think you're so tired of me talking about it, to be honest.
In fact, one thing? I was just like off sort of subject a little bit. I was watching, because on the network they've got, specifically in the in-ring section, Attitude Era Raw.
Yeah.
And I was watching the first one of that. So we're talking Christmas 97.
Okay.
And it sort of shows like Mankind dicking over in 2 consecutive weeks the New Age Outlaws. And even then I'm just like, it just doesn't work. It's like, this great tag team. Nope. One man.
One man beats you. Easy. Yeah. Now, obviously, Orton was in a fight here, and it made that much apparent. But it didn't ever look like the guy was going to lose. Yeah, I'd argue that point. Maybe it's the way that I've been conditioned. In a handicap match, I think WWE need to really strongly overthink the way that they do these handicap matches.
Yeah.
They need to make it so... I hate to say it because it goes back to that really stupid promo that random indie guy did on that match against Ryback, remember? 2 is greater than 1. Well, actually, 2 is greater than 1. 2 average guys should beat 1 fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the way it is. But WWE don't seem to go for that now. It's more, our top stars can beat 2 guys easy. Doesn't even matter if they're your tag team champions. I dislike it. I don't like it. I've never liked it.
The tag team is a lesser division.
Yeah.
It's like, really? If
Orton were to lose, right, to the tag team champions in a handicap match, could you say that's anything bad towards Orton? I wouldn't think that bad of the guy.
No.
You're against 2 guys, the tag team champion, the best tag team WWE has, and they're just very easily dispatched by the Violence.
The best tag team at working together to get a win.
Yeah, and they couldn't do it. Yeah, I don't like it. And people know that I don't like it, but Orton here gets a really nice RKO. Matt missed it to get more beers, but I was there.
Yep.
Along those lines.
Nah.
Yeah,
I saw it. I saw it eventually.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it was a fun match.
Oh, actually, this is one thing that kind of got a bit cut out, though.
Go on.
You fucked up.
Yeah, well, it was still there a little bit. Just
not as much.
Not as much. It was quite avid. There was a point here where Tyson Kidd completely botched one of his springboards, like quite hilariously, and the crowd let him know it at the very least, didn't they? So,
but poor Tyson.
Poor Tyson. Nah, the rest of the match he was fine. It's like I said, he doesn't have a Sin Cara reputation or anything along those lines. So
no, exactly.
I'll give him a pass this week.
He's steady.
So yeah, Orton gets the RKO. It's a nice RKO. It's just a springboard one. We've seen it a few times actually, but it was still quite nice.
Yeah,
and wins.
Still good.
So yeah, Randy Orton gets a stipulation. He'll announce it later on in the show, obviously when Rollins is there as well. So then it leads on to Dean Ambrose versus Adam Rose. And you may be thinking, that's a bit of a random match, and you would be right. And unfortunately,
Because
this sort
now
of...
begins the random hour.
Yeah, we got a random hour in the middle of this show where a lot of the matches seem to be booked for almost no reason. And it came to a point where me and Matt realised WWE had essentially played all of their cards in the first hour of the show. And even though me and Matt enjoyed it because we were there live, I imagine watching it on TV, the middle hour of this show sucked.
Yeah.
Outright. And I can't blame anyone for saying that because me and Matt thought that while we were watching. So I leant
That's
over
it.
to you quite
We're
a few
here
times.
live for the energies of everything.
Yeah.
And you guys got nothing.
Yeah, like we were there, we enjoyed it because we could chant, we were seeing it live, it was exciting. On TV, this must have been a fucking really boring hour. I have to admit it. Watching it, I must have thought this must not come off well on TV, and it didn't, to be honest. Adam Rose, the only thing that's going for Adam Rose at the moment is that he has the sexiest spinebuster in WWE.
He does have a very sexy spinebuster, but I have recently watched this week's NXT, and Rhino has quite a nice spinebuster as well.
Yeah. I like Adam Rose's spinebuster, but
Yeah.
you take that away from him. What else does he have going for him? He has tumbleweed. That's what the fuck he has.
He looks like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Come on, there's nothing going for Adam Rose. Anyone who thought Adam Rose had a legitimate chance against anyone on the roster, let alone Dean Ambrose. Well, I guess Dean Ambrose, does lose a lot of matches, but I mean, it's Adam Rose. It's just ridiculous. It's not long. It's not a long match at all. Dirty deeds. Ambrose just beats him. Done. And that's essentially it. It's just a bit of a random match just to give Ambrose a quick win. Which, to be honest, anyone else on the roster wouldn't mean that much. But Ambrose barely gets wins anyway, so maybe it does mean something for him. So I've never seen a guy so over with the crowd that loses as many rivalries and matches that Dean Ambrose actually does.
Yeah.
It's quite odd. Stardust versus Fandango.
Go.
I say his name like that because, yeah, he had probably one of the most fun parts of the night here. My Mr. Sinister chant didn't get over. I didn't expect it.
It didn't pick up.
Didn't pick up, but that's okay. It seemed like a random match. This one did, however, have at least some reason to it. This match wasn't good. It ended very, very quickly. I can't remember the last time Cody Rhodes beat someone with a beautiful disaster kick, but he did here, so there is that.
Yeah.
Fandango gets beaten. Afterwards, Fandango looks on Rose and says he now knows the reason what's been going wrong. He's been sharing the dance with her when he should have been sharing it with the whole world. And with the whole world, he means the London crowd. Because then he busts out the original theme music and the arena goes nuts. And I mean fucking nuts.
And that's the worst part is, it's not like we can go, and we watched as all these idiots were dancing. No, we were there.
No,
we
were doing it. Probably more so than anyone else, I'd say.
We were fandangoing.
And Jesus Christ, the look on Fandango's face as he's doing this. He ain't going to have too many more moments like this in his career. Let's just be honest. He was having the time of his life because that moment of him being standing on the the barricade doing the dance, and he's got all the people behind him doing it. That was a really cool visual, and everyone had loads of fun. The entire arena just went bonkers for a little while, and it was really, really fun because it was the English crowd that got that all going.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. And I know that one of the main people that actually got all that stuff going over was the guy who does like the wrestling memes page. He was actually really close to us. I couldn't see him. I don't know the guy in person, but I think he was only like in the next block of seats to us.
Yeah, I think he was just behind the camera.
Yeah. So, talking of that, just before we go forward, there was a guy dressed as Dolph Ziggler who was also in that same row, who is a fucking legend. They didn't show him on the TV taping, but he had the whole gear up. He had the Ziggler shiny, like silver trunks,
like the shiny shorts, and it was great.
He kept going up and down and going, "That's what I do all night. I'd steal the show."
Every time he's up to the bar, it's
Yeah.
just like, every night. It's like, oh, it's so good.
If anyone knows that guy who was there, or if you're that guy listening to this show, which I definitely hope that is the case, man, do we give you a fucking thumbs up? That was so awesome. But yeah, in this Fandangoing thing, that was really cool. I don't expect this to be literally. It's just because it is the English crowd.
He pulled the same stunt at SmackDown, apparently.
Yeah, like I said, it's the English crowd. We're gonna go bonkers for it, and we did. We did almost a little bit ashamedly so, but we did go bonkers for it. It was good fun. And like I said, watching that back on TV, it looks really cool. I have to admit, and everyone was going mental for it. So
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Kane. So now for loads of this for this show, they'd been building up. Is Kane gonna take the fall for Rollins as he's been ordered to? And there was loads of parts of it. Even Daniel Bryan, which I question why he would come to Kane's moral aid in the first place. But yet his only appearance on the TV taping was on this segment. He
Yeah.
wasn't on the rest of the show, which I thought was weird. But yeah, even with all that, Kane seems at odds. Initially, he goes to a knee, and then he gets back up. Then decides, okay, I'm going to choke slam him. So he choke slams Rollins, and he pushes James pretty out there as well. And then just he looks like he's going to go for a pin. Kane's like, oh, I guess I have to do it. Rolls over,
He
rolls
did the
Rollins over.
throat cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially he was like, do it. Do it.
If they wanted to eventually just like kill off the Kane character, I think it pretty much happened that night.
Yeah.
Any last semblance of Kane being something really cool, like a cool monster,
Being a monster, yeah.
nah, that kind of went out the window. Yeah, he just gets pinned and he's just done. Eventually, if it leads to like a Kane rebirth, which we've seen tons of times before, so I doubt many people are that interested in it, then
Yeah.
it's just a reminder to everyone how far the Kane character itself has fallen. One thing I will say, however, in person, Kane is a hench motherfucker.
Yeah.
Doesn't come off that way on TV as much. And even watching it back on TV doesn't come off. Seeing the guy in person, the guy is massive. Huge. Like, just bulky. I would not want to get in a fight with this guy, legit. You know, outside of his character. His character's a pussy, but, you know, Glenn Jacobs is a big ass dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way getting around it. He's big. Me and Matt were like shocked. We were like, he's hench, man. He just comes off really big in person. Maybe he's one of those people that for each camera on you do lose 10 pounds. He's the other way around or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just gained it in beef.
that's it. Seth Rollins gets the victory here. You know, obviously from being rolled over essentially, and he gets the stipulation for later on. And that's essentially how it goes on. There's not much left of the show, I have to be honest. This was a big part of the show that kind of sucked, I have to admit. And it does continue, unfortunately. Damien Mizdow versus The Miz. This was another nothing match. It didn't last that long at all. Mizdow is now with Summer Rae, but I can't help as if it's not really going to curb the ever-dimming response that Damien Mizdow is getting.
Yeah.
I just don't. I can see the crowd response dimming each week, and surprisingly quickly as well. They've So basically, Mizdow gets like the victory here, so he's got like this now 1-1. I hope they do a deciding match at Extreme Rules, but even then, at this point, does it really matter? You know, this kind of thing has already played out, in my opinion. It's a bit of a shame, but the future looks bleak for Damien Mizdow. With Miz, it looks okay. Miz will just go and do something else. He always does.
I mean, especially considering I hear rumors that on Raw they're having a match again to
Oh.
decide who gets to use the Miz likeness.
Oh, that's stupid.
That sounds terrible, isn't it?
That's like Booker T having a match for the rights to the letter T. Yeah, let's not go there. So, no, I think this whole thing is just kind of played out. I'm kind of done with it, to be honest, if I'm honest. And it is a shame. I think they kind of, yeah, the moment where Mizdow did turn on Miz was awesome, but it was on the pre-show. You know, it's a little bit of a shame. Ryback versus Luke Harper. Yet another nothing match. We had quite a few of them back to back, unfortunately. This one ends in a DQ. Ryback got a cool little response from the crowd. Live, his bang, where they want you to expect on TV he's getting pyro, but he's not, is actually really obnoxiously loud to the point of, like, you could probably think that someone bombed the arena. It's that loud to get it obviously over on the TV part. But yeah, because you hear it twice, it's like really obnoxious. Like, don't like it. don't like the way that it's done.
You just want to sound like a 5-year-old there, Tony.
No. It's I could take chance. I could take loud noises for Christ's sake, but it was just really like just instant bang. You know, really loud. I'm like, that's not comfortable, really. Harper gets a DQ here. He attacks Ryback on the outside. Ambrose comes in for the save. There is a feud now between these two. Again, quite random. Just out
Well,
of nowhere.
I don't know. It's not really random.
No, not really. Yeah, I guess they've got a reason,
Harper has
but
a nasty habit of sticking Ambrose through
well,
things.
no, he did it out of match, right? He powerbombed through a match. It's a fucking ladder match. You'd expect stuff like that to happen,
And then he power. They did show it on the screen, dude. It was like, and then he power bombed him through an announce table as well.
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it is just like, well, you can just look at someone wrong and then you're in a 3 month feud with them at the moment. It's just like,
Just let Ambrose defend his fellow clones, okay?
okay. How many clones do they have left?
I,
That's what I'm wondering.
I think they're running short. That's why they're like letting him defend them.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hopefully now they're just staving off the Ambrose destruction for a little while, so they can build more clones. Obviously,
That's it.
you sound like such a conspiracy theorist. So I'm guessing there's like one new person coming in, like, why do they think he's a clone? Go back to our episode where we're talking about Ambrose being a clone or Cena being an android, stuff like
That's
that.
it.
How crazy.
Ambrose is a clone because he can be stuck through terrible situations like powerbomb through a ladder and be fine the next night.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only explanation. That's the only way it can happen.
He either has miraculous healing qualities like Wolverine, or he's a clone.
Oh, he's a clone. Yeah, exactly. All I can think is like WWE, like Stanford. They've just got loads of like tanks with like breeding Ambroses ready to be used.
Just like Resident Evil with Alice's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
That's
exactly what I'm thinking as well.
it. Oh, so here we go. Dolph Ziggler versus Neville. Yes,
Neville.
we've ruined him for us by going Neville. We've been doing that.
Hello, I'm Neville.
Neville. We've ruined that name already. I apologise to all of our fans. We like Neville, but now we can't get out of our head that it's just Neville. Yeah, so there you go. There you go. That's unfortunate. Dolph Ziggler versus Neville. I won't go there again. This was the main event of the night. Funny enough, Dolph Ziggler says that okay, I'm going to have a open challenge, considering he was meant to wrestle Rollins earlier on the night, but didn't.
Yeah, so Rollins pussied out of it.
Yeah, he pussied out of it. And I thought out of the three English contingent now on Raw this week, Neville got the least response out of them. That's my opinion. I think that Paige
I
and
kind
Barrett,
of agree, yeah.
yeah, but I thought Paige and Barrett got bigger responses. Now, obviously, Neville had much more response in his match than Paige did in hers, but I think overall the fans were excited to see Neville, but it wasn't a huge thing. And it's not so much of a problem at the moment. He's only just come onto the main roster. Yeah, I imagine some casual fans maybe didn't even know that he was English himself. That could be that
Yeah.
assumption, right? Because he hasn't been around for that long, and he hasn't even spoke. He hasn't even had a word. He hasn't said anything yet on the main
That
roster.
is true, actually. I mean, he's got the Great British flag on his gear, but
Yeah, it's blanketed out by all the purple garbage that's all over it now. But
yeah,
so yeah, we knew it was going to be Neville like straight away. Literally just before Ziggler was saying it, Neville was already on the Titantron. We could see him moving out, getting ready to do his entrance. But this match, I thought it was cool. It was fun to watch. It showcased all of Neville's abilities and skills, much like his other two matches have. Unlike Kalisto, he doesn't get the win, but we'll get into that. But one of the other things that we could take away from the show is that, man, if you can't see it on TV, Neville gets some fucking air on his springboard moonsaults. They are,
Neville just gets air,
yeah, he just gets
like
air, period.
just suddenly out of anywhere, just like, and I'm gonna jump. Oh, he's 6 foot.
Yeah. I remember S.A. Rios doing a moonsault back in his day where he used to literally like fly off the top rope. It used to be crazy, right? Neville beats that easy. Like he just gets so much elevation and he's so comfortable doing so.
Yeah.
It is really cool to
I mean,
watch.
I've said it before, and I still keep saying it. Like, it really does shock me though with Neville, because it's just sort of like, but you're jacked.
Yeah, I mean he's a
Like,
jacked
you're
guy.
hench.
He can body slam anyone on that roster easy. Well, maybe not Big Show, but still. Yeah, he can do any power move. Like he deadlifted fucking Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
That's a hard
exactly.
thing to do. So yeah, it's. I think the reason why he's so comfortable in the air is because he's got a low center of gravity. It makes it easier for him to get around. But
He's just like making a joke because he's short.
no, no, no. You'll come on, man. You're just pulling on me there. But the so yeah, let's go into the finish of this match. Ziggler does get the victory here, which means that Neville's lost 2 matches in a row.
On
Look,
Raw, at least.
on Raw. Now, some people are coming to the defense saying he's coming on very, he's coming on like a competitor. I know you think that way, Matt. I'm still under the board of, yeah, he's been a competitor. He's still losing matches. Yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
think of wins and losses. JR always says, oh, it's not about wins and losses. No, it's not that much. But it does also seem to me as if, okay, they need a plan for the guy. Where are they going from here? Is he going to be a guy that competes really well but doesn't go that far? That's not what I want from Neville. I think Neville's better than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even you were a little bit shocked that he lost this match. A little bit shocked.
I was, yeah. I was sort of just like, especially the reaction that he got for parts of his match. I mean, that just like walking across a barricade and just sort of like, oh, it was golden.
Or doing that like fucking 450 splash off the barricade. That was a bit mental,
Yeah.
yeah. He can do some crazy stuff. What was the other stuff I saw him do? He did a Phoenix splash from the middle rope in NXT. Like, how the hell do you do that? I have no clue.
Yeah.
But apparently he can. But yeah, that's. I just hope that they
Through
got.
magic.
Maybe they're going to just use him this month to kind of show people what he can do, and then next month they're going to start him on something. They need a plan for him. They can't just bring him
I
up.
hope he does get into a feud. The thing is, I'm kind of just sort of like by the end of the year, he'll be a champion.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's just my opinion. I don't think WWE knows what to do with the guy. Personally, that's what I believe. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. You and me are massive Neville fans, but
Yeah.
no, I don't think WWE knows what to do with him. I think they know what to do with Kalisto because they're following something they've already done.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Neville, I don't think they know what to do with him at the moment. So, which is a shame. But this is a guy that you want involved in all of your ladder matches, just outright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a cool match. It still was cool. It wasn't the best match of the night, though. The first match was the best match of the night, but this was still quite a fun match. I just want more from Neville than he does a great match. I want him to be
Yeah.
treated as if he's a legitimate competitor that can beat people. At the moment, all he's beaten is Curtis Axel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to be treated like the Ascension. They gave them some time in the first month, didn't know what to do with them from next, just gave up on them, and suddenly they're losing to loads of people. I don't want that for Neville. Neville's better than the Ascension. So Extreme Decision, as WWE were calling it. This is the final part of the night. Rollins turns up. They've got some chairs in the ring, including a recliner chair for Rollins, taking it easy after his
Comfy.
choke slam earlier on in the night.
I mean, at least that way, like he could just lean back into the chair, which is kind of like how his spine has been. Just
Yeah.
after that choke slam, just boom, now you're a plank. Okay.
Yeah. Or what Neville was in his match. He decided he was going to be a tree for a little while.
The only time, yeah, Ziggler can plant humans.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it is. Rollins, anyway, after Orton comes out, says that his stipulation is that the match at Extreme Rules will be a no RKO match. The RKO is banned. Cannot use it. Which does sound like a good idea, actually. But well, from his point of view, but RKO being one of the more exciting parts of the show of the match, but still.
Yeah.
Orton says, "Well, I want to take away what makes you the most threatening, and it's not your power, it's not your speed, as much as what you think. It's not even your intelligence. It's your connection to the authority. So I'm going to do something that takes them out of the equation. I'm going to have a steel cage match, which would make you think." Maybe it would be better if your stipulation was the authority couldn't get involved. That maybe would be a better one. Because, as we've known, steel cage matches don't really keep people out of the equation. Yeah? They could stop you from getting out.
What's the worst part is, a lot of people have got into steel cages before.
There's a fucking door. It opens for
Yeah.
people getting out. How many people have gotten in the cage using that door? Tons of them. How many people have got into the cage from climbing up from the outside and in? Lots of them. So yeah, it's a bit of a stupid thing that they're going here. If you were intelligent, you go, okay, my stipulation is the authority are banned from ringside. Done.
Yeah.
Or you want to go one further and be even the more
Cell
intelligent.
match.
Yeah, if you want to go even further and go, okay, I want to be even more intelligent, you go, everyone is banned from ringside. Yeah, just in case the authority pay off another heel, maybe like Harper to go in and ruin the whole show
Yeah.
or something. There you go. I'm the most intelligent face on the roster. But no, Orton's like, steel cage, derp. That'll keep people out. There's a fucking door to a steel cage. It really
There's
annoys
an
me.
open lid.
Yeah, exactly. So Rollins has the best shit face that in WWE. It's quite funny. There was one bit earlier on the night with Kane where like Kane kicks out and Rollins just has the look of shit, and he just has the best face for
It's
it.
just that probably just like dirt.
Yeah, he has the best face, and it pops out here from Rollins. Orton says, well, I guess that is that. If I can't use the RKO at Extreme Rules, I may as well use it now. So he starts up a fight with them, as you did see coming. He rolls over Rollins in his seat, and then RKO's. I think RKO's one of J&J security. I couldn't see who it was.
I think it's Noble. It's usually Noble.
Yeah, it's usually Noble. He can't get his hands on Rollins, but then Orton ends the show on top, just posing to the crowd, and that's how the show finishes. And that was your Raw.
That's it.
We'll review the Raw as you saw it, and then we'll tell you what happened afterwards. I thought the first hour of this week's Raw was really fun. Really, really fun. And really, really good. I'm not going to say fun. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And I would be happy watching that back on TV. The middle hour outright sucked. The third hour was meh. Right? So overall, this was a better than average Raw.
Yeah.
On TV. Being there live, awesome. Obviously, because all shows live are awesome if you want it to be that way. If you're going to sit there and be like, then obviously you're not going to enjoy the show. Me and Matt, we go to these shows to enjoy them, so we did.
I mean, we did sort of realise that it's sort of like 10 people in unison could easily like run the show.
Yes, yeah. Because that's where all the chants start from. If you've got a good section there. All you need is a couple of loud voices, and then the entire arena is yours.
Yeah.
But I give this show a thumbs up overall. Anyway, you will enjoy parts of the show, especially if you're English, you're British.
That's it.
You will enjoy it, and even on TV.
I mean, the one thing I sort of hate though is like whenever they're over, because obviously we didn't hear this. I hope from listening back onto like some of the commentary we're trying to hear for the pops. It's like there's Michael Cole. It's like, oh yeah, and here's like Wade Barrett just up the road from where we are. No. Preston's not exactly local to London.
Preston's not local at all. It's
the thing is, I got a tweet on it. It's just sort of like, it's just going on about, it's like, yeah, just up the road, pretty local. It's just like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So from Ben Hawkes, it's just like, yeah, cool, Newcastle's only a 3-hour drive. It's like, exactly.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, I guess to them it does seem like down the road. I mean, this UK.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Smaller.
So in America, you have pretty much all of the states are bigger than the UK, but
yeah, but still, it's not next. It's not as if we could see like Newcastle or Preston from where we were in the. It just doesn't work that way. But
that's it.
Hey, it's Cole. He's doing his thing. I imagine the majority of WWE's fan base, the American fan base, wouldn't know that. They're just going.
I was probably just going for the stereotypical. Like I don't want to throw this out there to insult anyone, but it's just like I'm from the UK. Oh, do you live near London? It's like, oh dear.
Yeah. You get that from any tourist though. To be honest.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, the show gets me with a thumbs up. I think there's some stuff here like you will really, really enjoy. There's some stuff that was hugely edited on TV, but let's face it, like. To be honest, you don't want to see 30 seconds of Big Show getting off of a cab, but it was edited off. And
it was fun.
Yeah, there was large parts of the show that were edited though, from WWE's point of view. So don't think that everything that you saw here was completely legit. Some parts of it were tweaked, shall we say? But that's the way it is.
Quite heavily.
Yeah. Even Orton, actually, before we go on to the next bit, when Orton was leaving, this is after the show stopped taping because the announcers were getting up and leaving. When the Orton left the arena, he actually mocked the Big Show a little bit because he practiced punching against the window of the cab, and then walked out. So I thought it was
Oh
quite funny.
yeah,
That led to the dark match. A few people did get up to leave, and then I guess they realised that they have dark matches on these things.
yeah. It's
And
like,
this
oh,
this included Sheamus, Big Show, Harper against Bryan, Ambrose, and Ziggler. Now, as soon as Big Show and Sheamus came out, me and Matt were like, "We're done. We left. We didn't even watch the match."
no, it did stick around for the dark match.
No, we decided to get a train early, go get our food, get to our hotel, relax for the night. We had no intention, even though we could have seen Bryan wrestle. We were a little bit gutted at that point that he wasn't on the main show to begin with, so we did actually skip the dark match. We saw who came out. Yeah, we might
And
saw.
sort of made our decision as a result.
Yeah, as soon as Big Show came out, we were like, okay, we're done. We're going. We got no point. We don't want to see this. Um, so yeah, we left. There's a few other people that left at the same time as well, guessing under the same thought track. So I can't
I
tell
mean,
you.
it's just easier that, like, as much as I sort of like we didn't stick around for the whole night, it's just sort of like it's quite a lot of wrestling.
Yeah,
Like if you consider we sat through like
superstars.
half an hour of Superstars, so you're talking an hour like of extra stuff that's not televised, plus all the sitting around or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of like there's like 17,000 people here, and there's only one train line out of the O2.
We're getting on the first fucking train, and we were lucky because the train we got on actually was fairly empty because we left early, and it was to a train that kind of goes away from the majority of traffic because most people were going to Waterloo.
Yeah,
Out there. But no, we got off okay. We actually skipped the like huge crowds, so in my opinion we made the right decision. People have to remember that they may not have seen anything, but I use a cane to walk around anyway, so I didn't exactly want to be caught around loads of people just barging through and all that shit. So,
yeah,
doing all that. I doubt we missed much. Really, it's a dark match. You know how this happens. The faces get the win. Leave the crowd happy. They all leave.
that's it.
But yeah, I mean that's the show. That's the entire show from when it was there. It was really good fun. Next year we're going to try and make it so it's not just us two, but we're going to take a lot of other people going along with us. We are planning on going to the televised Raw next week. Now I've gone 1 year, I'm going to have to keep going. That's the way.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're under the same plan, aren't you, Matt?
Oh yeah. Like if we're not going to go televised, I kind of at least like what we were talking about doing the weekend away house show sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like one of the things that's quite interesting and quite exciting in that point of view is that this time next year we're gonna have more fans. We're gonna have our fans will have more time to know that we're going. We could even have more people going there that are LTW fans, and we could have shirts there ourselves and everything like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. And you may be able to see us there and stuff like that. So I know that's a year away, so it's kind of too early to be talking about that. But it's just exciting to look at it that far forward in regards to that. So, but yeah, the show was great fun. And people may ask, oh, even WWE the way it is, should I buy tickets to go see it? Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
the show maybe not be that great, but you will enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. There'll be some people that come there just like, yeah. If you go to any show with the aspect of, I'm not gonna like it, then you won't like it. If you're going there saying, I'm gonna chant my fucking throat out, I'm gonna have this awesome time, I'm gonna, chant all the chants, I'm gonna be heavily involved in the show, then you will have a great time. Even if it's a bad show. I
That's
guarantee.
it.
How many times have we seen good crowds?
Especially considering you get an opportunity to actually voice your opinion there and then, rather than just sort of like, oh, I watched Raw and I just turned it off. I mean, it's good. Without making it sound like it would just be a waste of money if you didn't enjoy it, but
Yeah, yeah. There was some people in the crowd that I thought to myself, why did you buy tickets? You may as well just watch it at home.
yeah,
But for fans like us, and imagine fans like our fans here, we watch wrestling because we love it. Yeah, we do love professional wrestling. We wouldn't be doing this podcast if we didn't. We really enjoy watching live wrestling.
that's it.
The televised portion of it, maybe not so much. But I mean, I've been to quite a few indie shows, and they're always fun. Always fun. If you got a chance, even if a local wrestling show's going on, buy tickets to it. You will enjoy it. Especially if it's like a cheap indie show. Bring loads of your friends along. Just have
That's
loads
it.
of fun. It's what wrestling is. Wrestling is meant to be fun. Wrestling's meant to be entertaining.
Everyone was indie at one point. Just need to remember it.
Exactly. So that is our show for the week. I think we managed to draw that out actually quite far. I'm quite glad now.
Did a lot better than we thought we would.
Yeah, exactly. There was worries that this would end up being like a 1 hour podcast. It'd be like our shortest podcast ever, but still, now we've done okay. Next week will be usual. It'll be back to regular work. We'll be reviewing the show in our normal format. We will be reviewing every segment of Raw.
Yeah, worst part, especially considering I've watched. I've caught myself up with NXT. It's just like with like Solomon Crows. Like we now return to your regular scheduled program.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So make sure that you leave a bunch of your questions, as you always do in the comments. We do love hearing from you guys. And if you did enjoy this podcast as well, as always, if you want to see some photos of ourselves at Raw, you can follow our Twitter handle at TalkWrestlePod. And if you're new to the channel and new to the videos and would like to listen to more, obviously hit that subscribe button. You'll be part of our over 250 subscribers, which is really, really cool to say. And we'll be hitting 300 soon, I hope. In the coming weeks.
It's going that way.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll be part of a growing. This is episode 71. Jesus Christ. We only have 3 episodes until all the graphics and shit changes. That'll be awesome. That'll be fun. But yeah, we were there live at Raw. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And apart from that, is there anything else you want to cover, Matt, before we leave? Anything we missed out at all?
Can't think of anything else that we've missed out.
We always cover it in such great capacity. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I hope you guys did enjoy it for this week. We won't be at Raw live next week because obviously they go back over to the US and I'm not made of money. That's the way it is.
Like I won't be there because I can't afford it.
Can't afford it, yeah. So yeah, we'll be reviewing it properly there from the TV, and let's hope that their build up to Extreme Rules can be somewhat enjoyable. It's going to be a mediocre pay-per-view. I can say that now. But yeah, where is Extreme Rules? Is it next weekend?
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah. So obviously, then we're going to have the Extreme Rules
predictions.
So we'll have all that for you there. As we said, hope you have a great week on Procrastinating Now, and we will catch you all next time.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.